All right, let's talk a little bit about difficult questions. And sometimes we're going to be asked about failures, when things did not go the way we had hoped they would go. We've got to be honest in addressing our difficult questions. Another difficult question might be around weaknesses, that kind of thing. You need to be prepared, and again, don't let a difficult question throw you off your game. The way to address a difficult or negative question is with a sandwich approach. Put the negative between two positives. So, here's an example. Why were you let go? My skills are in engineering. That's positive. My employer decided those skills were no longer needed. There's the negative. I've taken courses and upgraded my skills to meet the qualifications for this position. Positive. So you've got that negative about letting go, being let go, or some kind of failure in between two positives. And so, what are your weaknesses? Same kind of thing. Well, generally I get along with everybody. There's the positive. There was one occasion that I can recall recently when I had difficulty with one of my colleagues. I did this, I did that, I did the other thing. And we now work together in a very positive and effective way. So, positive, I get along with people. Negative, I had this one problem. Positive, I fixed it and life is good again. So that whole sandwich approach works very effectively. Questions about your greatest strength. Obviously, you want to use a strength that's relevant to the job. No one cares that you're a great musician. Okay? You want to use a relevant strength and then use a CCAR example of how you use that strength. Greatest weaknesses, again, if you're applying for an admin job, don't talk about a weakness along the lines of you hate to type. Just kind of silly. So, it's okay to have a weakness. Please do not ever say you don't have a weakness. Many of us have sat in interviews and asked the weakness question and had the applicant say, "Oh, I don't have any weaknesses," to which I can barely contain myself. I want to say self-awareness. Everybody has weaknesses, but you want to show a weakness that doesn't impact your ability to do the job, and you want to show that you're working on it to improve it. But you should be prepared, even though I don't think they're particularly good questions, you should be prepared with a strength and a weakness question. It's also possible that you could get an illegal question. Question that relates to your family status, or your national origin, or your color, or your gender, or your age. Those are illegal questions. Nobody should ask you about race, color, religion, national origin, sex, sexual orientation, disability, genetic information, or any of those kinds of things. But sometimes our hiring managers don't know any better or can't help themselves. And so they may ask an illegal question. And you need to decide, and you should probably decide up front, how you're going to answer that. And there's a couple of ways to do it. The first thing you can do is pretend it wasn't an illegal question and just answer it. The second thing you can do is say, oh, that's interesting. Why do you need to know that? Or how is that related to the job? And the third thing you can do is actually challenge the interviewer. Now, even though nobody should be asking these kinds of questions, people do. And you need to recognize that in real life, if you do challenge the interviewer, it's highly likely that you're not going to get the job. Now, in veterinary services, a lot of our positions on our panels, there's a rep from HR or EEO, in which case they will handle it, but that is not true across the board. So don't be surprised, and kind of think up front what you're going to do if you get a question like that.